You're now watching T&W Farms. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another T&W Farms video. And as you can see, I'm out in the fields today. This is going to be part 2 to soil sampling. We got our final fields to get done. Which ain't too much, it's the home place to do. And that'll be all. This will be kind of like a little short video. Describe a little bit more about the soil sampling process, the bagging, all that, and kind of show you how the crop is looking for this year. Now, granted, we have not put fertilizer out yet. All we putting out is turkey litter, so it's only had about 2 tons to the acre turkey litter put down, and the turkey litter that's available to us right now in this area is brooder litter, so it's not the best stuff in the world, but at the same time it puts that organic matter back to the soil that we have lost over the years, since we're constantly harvesting hay off the same fields and only putting down mineral fertilizer. So I started this last year putting turkey litter down, and so far it's done really good. We'll see what the soil sample results say on our P and K values. That's mainly what I'm concerned about. And yeah, so no fertilizer. So this has been cut back in September, I believe. This field has been, and it's set. Well, it grew back, obviously. We cut about 2.5–3 inches on the second cutting, and now we're at towards the end of January now. In the middle of October, we put down turkey litter, and it's been rained in a bunch, so it's not much growth out of it. You'll see a lot of the growth later on this spring once March comes around, but I'll show you what the crop looks like. It's kind of patchy. We did no-till some. I'm gonna see if I can find some of the rows, but I'll show you what we get. So that's what the crop looks like. Yeah, a bunch of dead. You're gonna have some dead blades natural. We had a hard freeze back in around Christmas time. Well, December 22nd, 23rd, we got down on actually Christmas Eve. We were at 8 degrees outside, but -1 wind chill, which is unheard of for South Carolina, at least the part we're at. But you might be able to see here in this dirt patch here, some of the change my angle, you can see a little better. You can see kind of the wood chips there, shavings, that's leftovers from the turkey litter. And you can also see some of the new blades of grass coming up, so some of it did take fairly well. I mean, it's not like other fields where annual ryegrass is, where you can see it's more noticeable, because as you can see, some spots are real patchy. My concern is that we got so much rain that the seeds were beaten into the ground, wasn't allowed to germinate, but we do have some germination here and there, so it should fill in those gaps nicely. But enough of me talking. Let's get into pulling some samples. This is our plug puller. A little yellow mark in there marks how deep we want to go. We got a plunger to help push out the plug once we pull it. So I like to pull it up first, find me a good spot, and then put your weight to it. Luckily we just had rain Wednesday. This is a Saturday, So even on these hard packed hay fields, you still pull a decent sample. Then when you get done, pull out, plug like that. So I heard something walking through the woods. So yeah, and then we'll put that into our bucket, and we'll break it up, mix it up real good. We got probably, there we go. That's this field here. And we don't cut down there for the reason of, you walk here and you can see, at least I think y'all can see, the gate is way down there. It's a steep hill. It's got nice big old washes in it, so it's not fun to do hay on, so we just bush hog it. But what we're going to do, because it is hay ground, it's not as concerning as row crop ground on getting, you know, a sample bag for every 10 acres, 2.5 to 10 acres. So it's what you're supposed to do. Well, we will push it as much as 40 acres to a bag if year after year the results from, say, field to field is almost the same. We'll just pull it together. So typically the front and back of this property here does the same, but it's way more than 40 acres, so we'll pull half and then another half and another section. So on this, we'll pull the back side of the property on one bag, pull the front part in another bag, and then the orchard grass field goes in another bag because it's a different crop technically. So I'll start pulling some samples. I'll try to get some extra footage of that versus the last one where I just explained a lot about the fields. And we'll try to get this first bag pulled, and I'll show kind of the next field and the orchard grass field, and then I probably won't record me pulling samples there, but yeah, y'all have the idea after this first bag roughly. So let's get pulling the rest of the samples. So a little bit of history on our farm is right ahead here. I'll try to zoom in for y'all to see how it's standing water. Yeah, that's used to be an old swamp. It actually goes back into those hardwoods there. And this corner here used to have, well, it's not really a corner, it's not a long straightaway, but used to have trees there that came out and went back in, and then there was trees down towards the creek, actually where you see a lot of the broom straws, we call it, that orangish yellow type of grass. It's not worth anything. It actually means we probably need lime, but all that used to be woods. And this backfield used to be a small little field that had a bunch of little coves, and we had the woods cleared probably in 2015 or so. And now water still hangs out there. There's actually up here is not too bad. It's actually water standing through here, but farther down this kind of low spot here in between the two hills, it will actually start getting a little bit of a wash in it, and you'll feel it when you're baling hay or cutting. You'll hit it, and it'll beat you around some. So in the future, I'm hoping to put a tile inlet, essentially starting right there in that swamp area and run it down to our creek to try to get rid of the excess water. So that's future plans, because that's not much ground there, but it's enough that of aggravation, because it swamps a lot of this ground in here depending on how much rain we've had, and I would like to get it cleared up and dried up and just dump that water to our creek. But that's a little interesting piece I want to show y'all, just showing that we do got water staying there. I'll get y'all a little bit closer. I didn't want to talk over the sound of the boiler running, but so as you can see, the water standing right there, and there's actually water standing all through here. So we get a lot of like water grass, as I call it, that will show up through here. So that's why I want to get it drained off in the future and just get it down the hill to the creek. So get back to pulling some soil samples. So we got our first sample pulled here, and what we're going to do is just use pretty much a scraper with an angle on it. We're going to bust it all up so we can mix it real good, so we can blend that whole field together and get a more average reading. So I'm going to do that and get it bagged up, and from there I'll show you, ran out my other bag, so I'm going to show you what a Clemson extension bag looks like, and see in just a little bit once I have this all mixed up ready to go in a bag. So this is a Clemson extension agricultural service laboratory soil sample bag. It's a little different than the other ones that I use that go to the company that I actually send my samples off to. But how Clemson has it set up, you put your sample ID, your name, address or email, city and state, crops, and county, and where it says do not, or fill to line, do not fill above line, that little right underneath the sample ID, that's where you're going to fill it up to. So you fill your information out, you fill the bag up that line, pack it down nice and tight so they got a nice sample to choose out of, and from there you just fold this little top tab down to clamp this little top tab there to clamp it shut, but you roll it over a couple times, and that's all you have to do. So I'm gonna get this bag filled out and filled up, and that'll be that sample done. So I didn't get the rest of the soil sampling videos done, but that field out there, that's the orchard grass field, got it serviced. Field out here, got it serviced, and I know all that's junked up right now. A lot of stuff going on, but right now I am servicing a Miller Trailblazer welder generator. It's got a Kubota 3-cylinder diesel, and I've already pulled the oil filter off, changed it. Now we're draining the oil. Drain the oil you just got. Let me get y'all some more light. you got this hose that just stays tucked up in there. Pop the cap off, and kind of be hard to see, but there's a little notch there. Just slip it out, and that lets the oil flow out. So get back to y'all whenever done drain it, and we'll put some new oil in it. We run Shell Rotella T4, so just conventional 15W 15W40 oil in our tractors as of right now. I'm hoping to switch over to Schaefer's in the future, and that's what I use for hydraulic oil, and that's who I'm going to switch to for gear oil. But I'll get back to you when this is done draining. We start putting oil into it. Spilled a little bit of oil. Don't hold much oil, about around a gallon or so, a little over a gallon. I use 5-gallon buckets and just fill up the gallon jugs because they're easier to pour. So we'll just add a little bit more to it. So, terrible lighting, but that's the oil change on this Miller welder here. I did not get the right fuel filter, because when I had a Kubota dealer look up the filter numbers, they called a welding company, and they sent me an elemental filter versus actual cartridge filter that's supposed to be on this thing. So have to go get that and change the fuel filter on it. This thing only has 85 hours on it. It was serviced at 25 hours. We don't use it a lot. I use it around the farm a little bit, use it at work a good little bit, and yeah, so it's been a couple years since we changed the oil, so I just want to change the oil in it, just keep everything in good shape. So thank y'all for watching. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at T&W Farms for more information like behind the scenes, things like that. I am going to start posting on those platforms soon. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank y'all for watching. We'll catch y'all next time.